All right, I got the plugs put in. This one here, I was only tight about, I want to say about half of it, and then the rest kind of opened up like you had seen when I was drilling it. So I've got glue in there, and then I've just been pushing in sawdust to take up that space. Hopefully to make it solid enough where it won't pop out. Okay, I got these bolts. I don't have the correct length, but these are just basically locating this where I want it. This one lined up perfectly. I don't remember, this is not the knot side, so that's down on that end. At any rate, I've got it lined up. I'm just going to make some marks here for dominoes and splice these two together. Once spliced, then I can locate where I want to put T-nuts for my legs. And also make a mark for the cut angle. So I think 3 dominoes will be plenty. Yeah, as I suspected, this end is not going to go. The hole is shifted a little bit to the inside. So once I cut that slot, it'll be okay. So I'm not going to be too worried about that. Okay, I'm glad I checked. It would have been close, but I don't want it to be even close. So I went 1 inch inside. It was going to be this one, now it's going to be here. So everything is shifted toward the middle. So I'll get my eraser out and erase the 2 outside lines. This is the leg side, so that's why I'm wiping this glue off. The inside corner I don't care about. I'll leave that alone. Alright, I got the legs bolted to the brackets. Or clamped, I should say. The brackets are bolted to the tabletop. I mean, if I get this kind of sturdiness out of it, once I get these bolts located, I don't know that I'm going to need a brace here. We'll cross that bridge when I come to it, I guess. But so far it looks good. I've got a tiny gap here. It's the same on both sides, so the ends are touching first. I'm not going to mess with that. It's a picnic table. It's not a fine piece of furniture. I want these to stay in parallel, so I think that that'll be the way to do that. For now that I've got it in place here, I'm going to make my marks. And, cut these brackets to the length and get as close to this line as I can. .40 degrees on my miter saw, so I'll cut the 2 this way, then I'll flip it around and do the other 2. that's going to be fine. I think that'll be just fine. Even if it's not perfect, it's running at the same angle, and that's what I want. All right. Instead of doing the traditional brace like this on each end, I've decided I'm just going to put a beam in here this way to give it a little strength, keep it from racking. I've decided to use these inserts. I have 4 of them left over from that previous project I did. I just did a little test here, and they're pretty incredibly strong, resisting this. But you have to remember that once you tighten that bolt, you're going to be pulling against the wood here. And I think this will be plenty strong. So I'm going to go this route. I'm going to do 2 in each end. So I need to locate my holes first in the legs, and then make my marks in the end grain to accept these. All right, I dropped 2 center lines from these intersections straight down, or perpendicular to the top, and I'm just eyeballing this beam. It looks good. I've got 2 spacers here 12 inches high to hold it in place. And I'm just going to make a couple marks here. On each of these to locate where I'll drill my holes. Now the other thing I'll do, it doesn't have to be perfectly centered. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. It looks pretty good. This measures about 3 3/8, and this measures 3 1/8. So I could go up 1/8 of an inch. I'm not going to worry about it. This will be just fine. Nobody's gonna notice that. So now I'll locate 2 holes. Let's just say 1 inch down. And 1 inch up. Something like that. 2 and 2. Come back, put this together. Alright, I got my transfer punches here. I drilled these holes a 64th over 1/4 inch. Looks like 1/4 inch is the one to use. Got it clamped so it won't move on me. Right, it appears as though I have good alignment. I've got 4 bolts started. I don't have the length bolt I need. I need 1/4 20 by 2 1/4. And then I need some fender washers. But I think that'll make this much more stable, and we'll call it good to go. So I got to make a little trip to the hardware store. All right, I just had to see how it would look. It's I don't have the bolts yet either. The weather is just really crappy right now, so I'm not going to deal with that. We're up here in Wisconsin, and the other day we got nearly 7 inches of snow, and it's only October 19th, I think it is today. Let me check my phone. Yeah, today's the 22nd. We got it on the 19th. Anyway, it sits nice. It's got a little wobble to it. Not bad. I don't, like I said, once I get those bolts in there, I think that'll stiffen it up a little bit. But it's a good solid table. You got to remember, it's a picnic table. It's outside. You're not going to be dancing and singing on this thing. So I got a ways to go on this top. I got to do something with the edges. You know, we'll sand it, get it reasonably. It's reasonably flush, but we'll put a little finish on it so that we can paint it. But for now, I'm going to get to work on these benches. I've got these 4 pieces for the two sides, or each pair, 1 pair each for the top of the bench for each side of the table. And then, I don't know if you can see that in the background there, over here, this piece that's standing up is going to be chopped in 2 pieces to make the legs for the benches. So I'm going to get to working on those and laying them out right now.